Those childhood best friend relationships, they can go awry. My best friend when I was a teenager, we had been best friends for probably about 9 or 10 years. And I remember going to her house for a barbecue. And at that time, I had learned how to drive. So I was probably about between 17 and 19 years old. And I can remember while I was at the barbecue, her mom sent me into the house to go and get some things. And her father came into the house behind me. So the father was helping me to get what was needed that the mom had requested. But then he started asking me a series of questions. He was like, do you have a boyfriend? And, do you think you'd be interested in someone older? And he started asking me questions that were totally inappropriate. And as soon as I got the creeps about it, I tried to hurry and get what I was getting and get back outside to where everybody was in the backyard. So take everything out. Everything was going fine. Then, of course, everybody's in and out of the house, getting drinks and getting food or whatever have you. And then at one point, one of her brothers, even he came in and started asking me different questions about just a variety of different things. And so I kind of felt like the father and the dad were being kind of forward with me. And so I made sure that I was right back outside around other people expeditiously, as in between going in and out of the house. So later that evening, I hadn't even been home maybe under an hour, and my best friend, she called me and she was like, hey, you made it home safe? I was like, yeah, I made it home safe. And she was like, I gotta ask you a question. I was gonna ask you a question. I was like, okay, go ahead. I'm still, giddy from having seen my best friend and spent the afternoon with her and her family. And she says, I want to ask you, did my father come on to you in any kind of way or say anything inappropriate to you at any time when you went into the house today? So I gave her a recap of what had happened with her dad and some of the things that he said to me, and what had happened with her brother when he had also come into the house with me on a couple of times where I had gone into the house. And she was like, okay. So at the end of the conversation, she voiced that she was perturbed that her dad had come on to me. And I was like, listen, I had nothing to do with this. These are things that your dad said to me, and I reiterated what her dad said to me. So after that, the friendship was never the same ever again. And I remember seeing her father up in town maybe 3 or 4 weeks later, and I happened to go to the post office, and her dad happened to be at the post office at the same time. And the dad says to me while I was passing him on the sidewalk, he was like, yeah, if you're ever interested, And I just rolled my eyes and just kept walking. And I never went to their house ever again. But her father ruined our best friend relationship because of how he inappropriately acted. And it just went left. And it was all her dad's fault. But we would probably still be best friends to this day. Such is life. You can't make these stories up. Love you guys. Have a blessed and terrific day. I love you.